Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're happy, healthy, safe, you and your families. Congratulations, we made it, you made it. This is the last assignment and it is working in Lightroom. Hopefully you're able to um, download Lightroom to a computer, preferably a desktop, laptop. Right now, Adobe is offering until the end of the month or the end of May, um, free use or a free trial to Adobe Creative Cloud. So you should have access. Please reach out to me if you don't have access to it. I believe it only works on like a laptop or a desktop. It does not, it's not the app version of Lightroom that you can access. It won't work on a phone or a tablet. So it has to be a laptop or a desktop. But you will go to Adobe and you will put in your VCCS credentials and then your password, your username and password for your VCCS credentials, and it should allow you to download it. If for some reason you don't have access to a desktop or a laptop, you can maybe possibly try to do a free trial. That's only going to last about a week, I'm thinking, if you want to do it on a tablet or your phone. So now, right now, what's up is Lightroom Classic. There is a difference between Lightroom CC versus Lightroom Classic. Lightroom CC is going to be probably more on the cataloging end and is probably going to be the app that you would use on your phone. The Classic is, I believe, the original Lightroom, and that's the one you want. Okay, so here is the Lightroom interface. I'm not an expert on Lightroom. Photoshop is more my forte, so bear with me as, I'm learning this program too. It's something that I want to become more familiar with because Lightroom is good for cataloging. That's why it's gained so much popularity. It's becoming more popular for professional photographers and amateur photographers for that reason, for cataloging. You can see how many images, you can shoot off 100 on one shoot when you only need, 10. So it is good for cataloging and organizing your photos. It's also good because when you make your edits, it does not make your edits to the actual image. It makes the edits to not the original image, a secondary image. And so it always preserves your original image and you don't have to keep saving like you would in Photoshop. And what else about Lightroom? It works with, you can use it and work with an external hard drive. So you can have larger files on the external hard drive. And then it has like a version that it uses in Lightroom that's a smaller file version. So it can work faster and the application doesn't save your file. So you end up using up all your hard drive space. It takes files from an external source and leaves your hard drive open. So those are all the reasons why Lightroom has gained a lot of popularity. So this is your interface. This is where you're going to see, the image that you're working on or images that are going to be in your library. On the film strip here at the bottom will be in this central working area. So it's where they're coming from, this sort of working area, and then where they're going to on the right. Okay, and right now we're in library. The two things that we're going to work with are the library and develop. Develop is where you will do all of your editing, your tools for your editing. We'll start with the library first. So when you bring up Lightroom, You'll have the navigator, okay, and that's the image that you're selected on. You'll have your catalog. Your catalog is where all your photos are. You can sync photos once you've made changes outside. You might have things and you go and you make changes in Photoshop and you want them to show up. You want to sync them over in Lightroom. Quick collections, previous imports, what was, most recently imported. But all photographs, that's where everything that you import is going to be in all photographs under catalog. Your folders is where things can be found, where you imported things from. And then you can build collections for your organization. Publishing, I have to admit, not that familiar with. I guess if you're pulling things from or either pulling from or moving to, if you're using different apps for other purposes where you're going to move your images to for after post-production. Photoshop or Lightroom is considered like a post-production software. Okay, so we're going to import. So I hit the import button, okay, and it brings up my source. Where are my images coming from? Am I dragging them from the desktop, from pictures? You really should be working with an external hard drive. That's where everything should be saved. Especially larger files. If you begin to work in RAW, those files are huge. So you're definitely going to want an external, working from an external source. I'm not for this, but that is what you would ideally want to do. I'm actually going to import from the OneDrive. And let's see, I'm going to import stuff from Play 2. Okay, so this is everything I want to import for the most part. So now it's checked, so it's ready to be imported. I'm actually going to uncheck, and then you might go back and then just do, maybe you need 2 or 3 images. You select those images and you can import. I'm actually going to check all, and there's just one thing that I don't want to import, so I'll uncheck that. Okay, so now where is it going to? This is your file handling on this side. Embedded in Sidecar. Not 100% sure what that means. But your Build Smart Preview, that's like a smaller DNG file that it sort of acts as a backup, but you would probably want to have that checked so that you always have a smart preview. That's especially if you're working with large files and you want a smaller file, and then you would be able to use that file to be able to work within Lightroom. And it's not going to be that big, larger file. It's going to be that smaller file. So it's going to speed up the speed of your computer rather than slow it down. It acts as a backup. Don't import selected, or don't import suspected duplicates. Okay, so you don't import the same thing twice. We're going to add to a collection. The collection is where you do your organization. And for this one, I will call this we'll just call it cell phone photos. Okay, so that's the handling. Now, during import, these would be the presets. Okay, you can probably import different presets, okay, from Adobe if you wanted to. And they act as sort of filters. I'm going to just try this. I've never tried it, a preset. Sharpening heavy. We'll try that one. Okay, now your metadata. Your metadata, that's one thing that makes Lightroom unique because the metadata helps you with the categorizing. So say you have 10,000 photos and you know you want a specific photo and you want to be able to go and find it. You're basically going to look for that photo based on the metadata that you've assigned to that photo. That is how you'd be able to find it. Okay, so we're going to do the new, and my notes say that you should do your metadata at the import. You could probably do the metadata later if you wanted to, but you should, the notes recommend doing it at the import. So you get this dialog box. Nope, we don't want that one. We actually want, is this right? I guess we can give it a name. We'll just do test. I've never done this before. We'll just leave it at the default. So basic info that we'd want to give the images. Copy name, we can rate it. Give it a label, give it a caption. Camera info, we check it off. User comments, the GPS, you know, where it was. I guess I can do this. Let's see. Town, home, patio. Well, let me do this. Not like look like it's going to let me do that. We'll just click it. We'll just do this for now. I'll give it a rating of 2 stars. Test. IPTC content, we're going to leave. Copyright content is probably pretty important here. We'll just do at. Okay, this is where you can copyright it. We'll say copyrighted. Let's just see what my notes say. My notes say no usage authority without permission. URL. I'm guessing that's if you had a website. We'll just leave that blank. Okay, you can give creator information. Whatever you feel comfortable with. Oops, here's the state down here. See what happens with it. Postal code, phone number, email. website job title. Okay, whatever you feel comfortable with. And then the rest, image status, extension, I'm going to say we don't need. My notes does not say anything about it. You could do keywords. Okay, so basic info, camera info. It really didn't allow me to put anything in there. I'm not sure why. Copyright info and creator info, what you feel comfortable with. Keywords. Okay, and then we'll say create. Okay, we can add more keywords. And then hit import. Okay, so it's importing the files. Okay, so that metadata is attached. That's going to help you find the image later, and it's going to help you with your organization. Okay, that gets attached. Now, normally the metadata that we looked for before was that sort of basic standard metadata that came along with the camera name, the shutter speed, the aperture, the ISO, etc. Okay, this is additional metadata that you can add that's going to help you with your cataloging. Okay, so there's my previous import. It's in all photos. It also showed up of where it's stored, okay, for the folders. And then it's in my collections. I now have it in my collections. I want to delete this one from before. I just did a right click and I was able to delete that. Okay, so now at the bottom, I have this film strip at the bottom. I'm just taking a look at my notes. Okay, so you can hit T. Okay, and it says it brings up this toolbar or takes it away. This is the film strip at the bottom. Okay, you can use the arrow key to loop through, you can put it on the loop mode. Okay, I'm using the arrow key. Okay, and there's different options that you can get. On this toolbar. Okay, and then the last thing is if you're working with an image and you want to export it, okay, and that's like you've made your changes and you want to export it to wherever you want to export it to. And I should do that again for you guys one more time. Edit. I'm sorry, File, Export. And we'll just go over the settings on how you would export it. Okay, so where are you exporting it to? Okay, I'm guessing that's if it's a large body of work. Okay. If you had an external hard drive connected to this, I'm imagining that it would show up here. This says export one file. Okay, where are you exporting it to again? It says you don't need to rename. Okay, the file settings should be JPEG and sRGB. The quality should be 100. Okay, you can resize the image if you need to. If it was probably going to the web, it'd be 1000 by 500 with a resolution of 72 ppi. In this case, for this image, we could leave it as is. Okay, so this says output sharpen screen. Okay, it would be for the sharpen screen. This would definitely be if the notes say 72. But okay, and here's our option, Matt. Okay, if we were printing and we had a larger resolution image. Okay, so you have the option of your metadata. When you export, copyright only, copyright and contact information, okay? Or if you want all metadata, okay, because you would want people to know what your shutter speed, ISO, et cetera, what that stuff was. Watermark, you don't have to worry about for now. Post-processing says do nothing, okay? And then you would export it. And that is how you would get your image out of Lightroom. Okay, so that is it, guys, video 1. I'll come back and I'll talk more about the develop options next time. I tried to keep it short and sweet. Sorry that it was a little broken up there. Again, I'm not that familiar with Lightroom, so thank you for your patience. Please bear with me. I hope you're all well. Please feel free to reach out to me if you need anything at all. You guys got my letter. I really want to see you finish out this course. We are almost done, so hang in there. You will be glad that you did, that you pushed through, you followed through, and you got this college credit and you got this credit out of the way. Okay, guys, take it easy. There'll be 2 more videos coming.